Oh, I'm an ed specialist here at the Oakland Zoo. Welcome to the Habitarium. This is a exhibit describing the different habitats of California. It's interactive. We have a lot of fun things for guests to do here. One of the biggest things is missions, where you get a question specific to something about the Habitarium and the habitats of California, and you get to kind of explore and get fun zoo cards if you get your mission correct. Another fun thing is our Grizzly Bear viewing window, where our brown bears come out occasionally and get to see them up close in front.
A camera marker.
My name is Momo. I'm an educator here at the Oakland Zoo. We do a bunch of animal highlights here throughout the summer, talking about the different animals and what we're doing with them in terms of training and enrichment and how we can help them be the best animals that they can be and succeed and have wonderful, happy lives here. We have 4 bears here. 2 of our bears are coastal brown bears, so they're a little bit bigger. 2 of our bears are grizzly bears. If you guys are out in the wild and you are trying to distinguish between the 2 subspecies, then you're too close to the bear and you should leave immediately. If you are looking for that 1145 bear talk, congratulations, you found it. If you were not looking for the 1145 bear talk, congratulations, you still found it. We're going to talk a little bit today about enrichment. Our keepers have put out some snacks all over the area out here. We call that a food spread, so they're going to be wandering about while we're chatting and getting some snacks, and we're going to talk about what they're doing and why. If you guys hang out with me to the end, I do have a very special trading card for you guys. If you guys haven't gotten any of our trading cards yet, we have our very own special set of trading cards here at the Oakland Zoo. We have over 100 for you guys to collect. You guys can come and grab one of those from me at the end. We're going to do a little Q&A, and I'll let you know when you can come grab one of those awesome trading cards from me. We do something with our animals here called enrichment. Has anybody heard that word before? It's a big old word. We throw it around a lot here at the zoo. Enrichment is going to be anything that's going to help our animals spark their interest, get some joy, get some exercise, and help them be the best bears that they can be. So we want to make sure that we're setting up our bears for success. What are some things that you guys like to do for fun? Shout them out. Shout them out to me. What are some things we like to do for fun?
Read books.
We like to read books. What else do we like to do? Play. We like to play games. I like to play video games. Raise your hand if you like to play video games. I have a real fact for you guys. This is totally true. Bears don't have thumbs, so they're not good at video games. So if we were to give our bears a PlayStation 5, are they going to make really good use of that? Probably not, and it's going to cost a lot of money. We're going to go through a lot of PlayStations really fast. So we want to make sure that what we're giving them is going to be fun for them and not necessarily fun for us. So we want to make sure that we're looking at the species that we're working with first. So that's our first step. We have some beautiful bears here. So what we want to do first is we want to think about, what do bears do for fun? What kind of things do bears do out in the wild?
Climb trees.
They hunt, they climb trees, they play. What else? They might play with their food a little bit. So one thing that we can do is we can help them play with their food. I can see at least one back on that big old log on that hill. There's a big green cylinder. That is one of our toys for them. So one of the things that they can do is they can get these toys and we'll put some snacks inside of it. And our bears have to figure out how to get those snacks. All of our bears have some different methods on that. So that toy is one of the ones that we might put put some omnivore chow in, which is kind of like a kibble made specifically for bears. And they are going to have little holes in it, and they pull it around. And he's actually going to grab one from that tree there. So that's what this green cylinder is. See if he's going to pull that puzzle feeder down. This is one of our larger bears. I believe this is Kenai. I need a good look at his face though for a little bit. He is one of our very fabulous special bears. He is what I call our enrichment tester. So a lot of times, especially with our larger omnivores and carnivores, our predators and our scavengers, they are going to be able to rip apart pretty much anything we give them. So if they were to have, we used to use PVC. The PVC was not strong enough to withstand the might of Kenai, and so if they got little shards of it, that could be really dangerous for them. It might cut their throat or something, so when that happened, we had to like immediately call the bears out so we could remove this broken toy, and so we had to start finding better ways to do it. So one of the things that we might do is we might wrap their food in paper or put it in a cardboard box. Maybe we brought some of our boxes from home. Maybe you'll see cereal boxes and things that we can put it in, because if they eat a little bit of cardboard, it's probably not going to kill them. If you eat a little bit of cardboard, you're going to be all right. So we want to make sure that they're being nice and safe with whatever we give them. So it's not very common that people throw trash in our enclosures, and we're pretty good at getting stuff out of there that shouldn't be in there. So if you're worried about that, don't be too worried. Probably just some old extra toys. Our bears are very good at finding things with their noses. These bears are particularly adept at digging. Brown bears have very special claws that have a little divot in the middle, and that little divot is going to act like a shovel, and they're going to be able to shovel the dirt out of their way. So they are very, very good at digging. They are not as good at climbing. That doesn't mean they can't climb. They can climb trees, but they are quite silly about it. We are going to wrap up our main section. So what did we learn about enrichment today? We learned that we want to think about what species that we're working with and what are the natural things that they're going to be doing. How can we help them use those skills? And then we're going to look at our individuals. What are the individual skills? What are their needs in particular? And make sure that whatever we build for them is going to be nice and safe and fun. I have a challenge for you guys as you leave today. If you guys have animal friends at home, if you have a cat, a dog, a snake, a bird, a pig, whatever you guys have at home, I want you to think about what does your animal do normally? What are their good skills? What are their natural behaviors? And how can you do something to help them do that? I want you to go home and try to make some enrichment for your animals. If you have a cat, maybe you can make something that can help them climb, and they can go up and get some snacks from up high. If you have a dog, maybe you can work on some scent stuff. You can put something in a box, see if they can open it. So that's my challenge to you guys. Think about what you can do to make your animals' lives a little bit more fun and exciting. I do have a really exciting thing. I have a fabulous keeper friend here, so we are going to have an opportunity to ask some questions, either from me or from my keeper friend who has better answers, because she's awesome. If you guys want to grab one of those trading cards from me now, we can go ahead and do that, and feel free to come up and ask any questions.
I'm Kelly. I am one of the keepers up here at California Trail, so I not only take care of our brown bears, but all the other animals you see up at California Trail. Does anybody have any questions they'd like me to answer? Yeah.
Can we pet the bears?
No, you cannot pet the bears. So we want to make sure to remind people that the animals here at the zoo are still wild. We want to treat them as much as a wild animal as possible. So we do not want to pet any of the animals here. Yes, go ahead.
How long can their claws grow?
How long can their claws grow? That's a great question. So it kind of depends on what they're doing throughout their lifetime. So imagine if you were to kind of claw into a rotten log, those nails would kind of break down. So they can be really short, kind of stubby, but they can also go really long. So there's not really like a number that I can give you. It's a good question. Yeah. What do bears eat? Yeah, so they're what's called omnivores. So basically they eat both plants and animals. So they can get berries, they can get fruit, apples, kind of what like you eat. But they also can eat meat, same as us. They'll eat like ground up meat and stuff. It's a great question. Anybody else have any questions they'd like me to answer? No? Yeah. Yeah, the bear's looking blonde. Yes, that is. So during the season, their coat colors kind of vary. So when they were kind of going into their winter sleep, their coats were kind of darker. So now as they're awake, they're kind of shedding that winter coat. So I'm sure you saw two of the boys were really blonde and the other ones were kind of darker. So yeah, they kind of each have like a distinct coloration to each of them, just depending on what that coat looks like when they shed it. So yeah, great question. Yeah. Do they eat wood? So mainly bears will eat kind of meat like us, and they'll eat fruit and veggies just like you do. But they might do consume wood and stuff, kind of when they're digging in the logs, kind of get bugs and stuff.
What are your cards saying?
Yeah. Does that answer your question? Yeah, good job. Okay. Okay, well, I'm going to take off. If anybody else wants to collect cards, our lovely educator here has some.
So we've got our different bear claws here as an example. We have our grizzly bear claw. The grizzly bear claw is decently long, and it has this divot in it that I mentioned earlier for digging. This is also a brown bear. This is a Kodiak brown bear, so this is the largest subspecies of brown bear. You can really see that divot there, that shovel that they can use to dig. These guys live way up in Alaska on Kodiak Island, where the ground is very frozen, so this helps them a lot get through that really, really, really dark, deep dirt that's all frozen and hard.